My name is Rhea Daley-Serieux. I'm a 22-year-old film enthusiast who takes some bloody good pictures, mate. Yeah, I'm a photographer. I'm currently just taking a lot of street art, sometimes portraits. Well, I remember when I was in college, and I went to the London College of Fashion, and I decided to do an art foundation course, and it was on women's wear. And halfway through the course, I realised that I could draw. People around me were really bitchy, didn't really like the industry, and I could sew, but it weren't that great. But I'd done a project, and the end garment I had to shoot, I had to take a picture of it to present to my teacher. So I took a picture of it, and he's flicking through my portfolio. Work was like crap, so mediocre, whatever. Flicking through, and then he stopped at the picture. He was like, "This picture is amazing." I was like, "Oh, thank you," just like for my recycling project. So I thought I'd do a picture in a bin. So I had my friend stand surrounded by bins, and we shot the picture. And he loved it. So it made me think that maybe I was in the wrong kind of field, and I didn't really have the funds to go to university, like have a degree. I thought it wasn't for me, so I just decided to do it on my own accord. And that is how I ended up here. My style of photography is candid. It's in the moment, it's just natural, capturing it. I see something, I like it, I shoot it. That's how it is. Most of it's street art, so to speak, because it's taken on the street, but I really don't like that kind of way of describing my work. So yeah, it's very creative, I'd like to think, and artistic. It's not your average picture. You might see a pretty building and somebody might shoot it from afar and try and get all the building in, whereas I might zoom in close and just take one section, and I might get someone's head in, just like the funny little, just catch a bird shooting off. Random, very, very random. This is one of the London Eye. A lot of people that are not from London are just mad in London, so kind of captures London in 1 second. I'm inspired by society. The reason why I say society is because different areas, people in the areas, their response to things are different. I mean, I pulled out a camera on this guy just down the road, and he got very angry. But I'd go to another area and they'll welcome it. They just wouldn't mind. Maybe they're more creative. Society, because things that happen change people's moods. And I like capturing that. Like, for instance, 2012 has changed a lot. Like, it's changing Hackney, it's changing Stratford, it's changing Leighton. And I've captured that change. You know, I was lucky enough to see how it was before, and it's gradually changing, and capture how it is now. And for me, that's nice. So it's that's what I mean by society and certain things that are happening and the changes that are being made. Right, the thing I love the most about photography is when I pick up the camera, I'm in charge. So I see something, I want to capture it, I'm in charge because I decide how to capture it. I decide if I want it in black and white, colour, or angle, whatever. And it's that's, in that moment, everything is stop still. It's all about getting that shot. And that's my kind of art. There was various projects. There was a project with the Photographer's Gallery that I was involved with a photographer called Jason Evans, and that's when I shot on a medium format camera. Amazing. And actually the picture that I shot on that day is going to be part of an exhibition running alongside 2012. It's called The World in One City. I think they've changed the name but the name was called World in One City, sorry. And basically we had to capture about 205 people from different countries who were living in Britain, take their portraits, and it's going to be exhibited alongside the Olympics. I worked with a few other photographers, like studio work. I currently do work experience with a printer who has a darkroom in Hackney Road. Excellent printer. His name's Klaus Calde. Excellent printer. Anybody's looking for like hand printed black and white prints, amazing. And he's just teaching me everything right now. So everything I do outside of this is just trying to gain more knowledge. I'm a big film enthusiast, so I'm just like jumping headfirst into film. Every type of film, how to print, traditionally, not really how they do it now. So that's what I'm doing if I'm not doing my work. I have about 20 goals. I think like, I've got a goal added onto my list of goals every month because I see things and I think, why don't people realise that? So bam, there's another goal. But currently, my goal, my aim is to make people more aware of traditional methods of photography. Everybody's so quick to just say digital's easy, digital's quick, it's convenient, I'm going to go to digital, but there were people that brought these traditions in, like the chemistries that are involved in the darkroom. Like there's years ago when only a select few people done photography because they had to print their own work, and they realised that there were darkrooms that people printed the work for you, so it was more accessible, and they got excited. So people thought, yeah, I can do photography now. And then obviously mini labs came into play, digital mini labs, and everything is really, really easy to the point where I feel like the technique and the talent has faded. So I'm just trying to think to myself, it's not easy being a photographer because traditional methods were put in place and you shot a roll of film, you processed it in the darkroom, you printed, you done your contact sheets, you worked 2 hours on printing one piece of work, one photograph you spent so long doing, and nowadays you can get 100 prints done in an hour. So I'm that's my goal, trying to make people aware that, you know, this is kind of a fading art, it's a fading form of art, so I'm just trying to bring it back. I just really want to make people aware that they should think twice before stepping into IKEA and like buying a print, because there's so many people out there that are creative, they're talented, and they're doing their own thing, you know, and they might not get much money out of it, but it makes them happy, you know. Obviously I'm not a millionaire from doing this, but it makes me happy just to know that I've got a print in a frame and you've bought it and you're going to put it up in your living room instead of going to IKEA or wherever sell prints like that. So hopefully people see this and think, you know, yeah, I can like live out of the box for a little bit and go wild and get a print that somebody else has done and somebody else has spent time on. I think it's worth the money, and especially where I live in Hackney, there's so many talented people. So I just want to promote that, just promote talent really. My work can be found on eatmyheartout.com, which is where most of the photographs are uploaded. And the reason why I chose Eat My Heart Out is because I feel like I went a very long time before noticing I had something worth taking seriously, before noticing that I could take a decent photograph, I guess. So yeah, that's it. My name's Rhea Daley-Serieux and this is bossstyle.com.